Well, I saw somebody posted on that.
All right.
Thanks for coming. We'll start the meeting with the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, we'll start with the approval of the agenda. Any additions, corrections? Paul, anything?
Nope.
Dan? Ryan?
No.
No? Nope. Okay, I don't have any either, so I'll entertain a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
Make the motion.
Thanks, Ryan. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Thanks, Mel. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. The consent agenda. Any questions for administration or comments on the consent agenda? Okay, entertain a motion to approve.
I'll make that motion.
Thanks, Dan. A second?
Second.
Thanks, Ryan. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. On down to public hearings. So we have a public hearing regarding the 2024 budget and levy. The levy and the budget are both in your packet and the public packet. At this time, I will open the public hearing for anybody in the public who would like to comment on our levy or budget. Chiefs are here. Any comments? No? Okay, I'll move to close the public hearing. Okay, any comments, questions, concerns from council? This is what we've presented and sent to the public. The county's got everything already, so I'll entertain a motion to approve the resolution approving the 2023 levy collectible in 2024.
I'll make a motion.
Thanks, Mel. Do I have a second?
Yeah, I'll second.
Thanks, Paul. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution passes. And the second resolution, we need to, I'll entertain a motion to approve the 2024 budget.
I'll make that motion.
Thanks, Dan. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thanks, Ryan. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. And thanks, Tim, everybody who was involved getting that ready, and council for your work on that, getting it down. I didn't hear a lot of negative things when the proposed taxes came out. In fact, I had some comments from people who actually were pleasantly happy, so, which we'll take. So good job on that.
Just one small note on that, Mr.
Yep.
Mayor. So the levy that you noticed tonight is slightly different, slightly lower from the one from our
Yep.
preliminary. So those preliminary tax statements which went out last week or a week and a half ago, the number that people will see on there will be just slightly lower. It won't be a lot lower, but it'll be a little bit lower, so.
Why is it gonna be lower?
Because we had some additional revenues come in when the pool numbers came through, and we were able to reduce the taxable portion for the pool a little bit.
Fantastic.
Okay, thank you. On the old business, review 2024 fee schedule. Tim, any comments on that?
Sure. Included in your packet, and council members are be familiar with this, generally speaking, there are not a lot of changes this year, but they are noted in the packet there if they're changing its color, either red line or it might be yellow, depending on what kind of a change it is. And some of these are ones we've talked about before. Many of these we've already set rates in cases and different things. So there are not a lot of changes this year, but if there's any questions, we'll certainly be willing to talk about those. I know that Councilman Johnson brought to my attention the rate sheet that was distributed at our last meeting had a few things that need to be updated, and they'll be updated in the rate sheet that's promulgated with the staff when that's after this rate fee schedule is approved.
Okay, are there any questions on the fee schedule?
I'm looking in this water section, and it looks like we've got a 2024 and a 2025 set in here.
That's right. Previous council approved 3 years of rate changes based on the rate study that was done back in 2022, I think that was.
Okay, so they're not red because this is what was in last year's and we're just continuing?
No, all the rates are being updated with water. It's just a matter of those were already approved, so that's why they're not red. That's right.
Okay, understood. Thank you.
Thank you. Good question, Paul. Anybody else? Okay, I'll entertain a motion to approve the fee schedule.
I'll make the motion.
Thanks, Mel. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thanks, Ryan. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. H1, Fire Department policies.
So included in your package, you've got some items that were given to me by the fire chief, and he's here tonight to discuss those as well. Hopefully you've had a chance to read through them. I think they kind of delineate some of the minimum standards that he's looking for. So, Chief, if you want to address the council, you're certainly welcome to.
Yeah, I guess if there's questions on any of that, we've gone for forever without some minimum standards, and with the continued push to add new members and some of that kind of stuff, it benefits us, I think, to have that minimum standard to give those guys, when somebody's trying to get on. I mean, we do a great job of, informing them and letting them know and kind of what's required and needed of them. If they do get on, but being able to have something kind of, a document, a policy that's, set by the council, moving forward I think is a good thing. I'm in the process of getting, some feedback, additional feedback, from the members of the officer group, to bring. I'm assuming this will get pushed to the EMS committee, and for further discussion. So I'll have updates and changes from what you currently have in front of you, for the EMS committee as well, so.
Okay, so this is a read-through tonight, and
New business
EMS.
tonight, we'll send it to the
Okay.
EMS, that's right.
Okay. Any questions for the chief off the bat? You guys will tackle this at EMS.
So you, are saying that as of right now, we don't really have a official policy in place, and this kind of is gonna be the first one?
Yeah, so, I mean, currently when we put members on, we go through the things that we expect and the things that we require, but there isn't really anything set in stone, we don't have, an official policy. The official policy, unofficial policy was always, show up when you can, and when guys didn't show up, they voted you off. That's not how we operate, so we just need to get updated, and as we're going through policies and things like that, this is where we start, so.
Okay. Okay, any other questions? So just as EMS, you guys are discussing it, so do you anticipate this is gonna help retain members and attract members, or do you think it's gonna hurt? I mean, obviously, probably not gonna hurt, but just saying, looking at the time commitment, is that gonna whittle your pool of people down that would consider
I don't think it's
joining?
I don't think it's gonna affect either. I don't think it's going to affect the current membership, because they're already operating at that standard. And the attracting of new members, that's not gonna, we're not gonna lose applicants because of that.
Okay. All right. Anybody else got anything? Okay. And nothing? Okay. All right, so EMS will take care of that. Administrator's report.
Okay,
Thanks,
and,
Joe.
just a couple things tonight to highlight. Fee schedule, we talked about that a little bit. Thank you to Councilmember Christensen for signing up for that Elected Leader Institute. If anyone else would like to sign up for that, there are 2 locations, February 9th through the 10th in Plymouth, and then again in February in Alexandria. You can go to that link page, and they'll show you kind of what the agenda is looking at. There is a couple sessions in particular, one about negotiations and collective bargaining that I think might be interesting. A couple other things we'll be talking about later, and then the budget. I did want to highlight, and this was something that Jan shared with me last week, that with our pet amnesty, we did have 39 new pet licenses during the first period of that amnesty. So that's, 39 licenses we didn't have, so I think that is a positive.
Any people with more than 3 dogs?
I didn't ask her that, but I suspect not, but I can check on it if you'd like me to find out. Another thing for the library, I know library director was very disappointed. Their app is down currently, so there's a lot of issues that Selco is working through there. So folks can always go to the website, the library website, if they want to look at their account, that sort of thing. So, and then something I think is a positive, with all the work we've been doing, Charlie shared with me that they actually have had a new low for the number of gallons on normal days at the treatment plant. So they're back in the 400,000s, which 490s and things like that. As compared to, he said when he started, they were at 700,000 on a regular day. So hopefully, this is a lot of, to do with their I&I repairs. They did a big repair out close to Masson Creek recently, and that may have been causing problems for some period of time. So it's exciting to see some of those getting fixed, hopefully. The other item I have there in the packet is a third quarter financial report. So if there's any questions anyone has, you can certainly take a look at it and ask me about it. Just giving you all the update that working with Smith Schaefer, we are reconciled through September, so through the third quarter of this year. So they're working on reconciling by month still. And at the end of the year, we'll have the full year reconciled, of course. There's one page on here where it does show a large revenue from within the fire department. It's actually where they're reconciling some of the payments from the bond proceeds. So that, when it shows up saying there's an extra $1 million there, that isn't necessarily accurate. So I was like, oh, that looks good, and then I was like, no, that's probably not quite right. But anyways, by and large, the numbers are very accurate with, they may have to be moved around a little bit when they do some journal entries, but it's always nice to see kind of where we're at year-to-date. Generally speaking, we're below expenditure lines, which is good. I know talking with Charlie today, actually, the news media came and interviewed him about snow plowing. Obviously with no snow so far this year, limited amount of snow, we haven't had a lot of overtime, so hopefully those numbers will hold together. I always say, 2 inches of snow on the 24th is good, and then, I'm okay with not a lot of other snow myself. So that's included in your packet too, so if you have any questions, please let me know.
Okay, perfect. Any questions for Tim? Okay, thank you. Engineers report.
All right, thank you, Mayor and Council. Not much to report tonight, just project updates. We're obviously wrapping up construction. Trunk Highway 57, I think Dan at the council level brought forward the speed of the 57 going into the roundabout northbound from kind of the 2 project limits, so I think council directed myself to reach out to MnDOT to do a speed study, because we couldn't reduce it through the project, so they're in the process of that. So that's going to be potentially happening, or maybe a change in that speed limit. I'll let you know what MnDOT finds out. In addition to that, the school did have some concerns with kind of the quick trip and opening up a pedestrian crossing across 57, so MnDOT's also going to look at potentially some more signings on like that northbound leg along the high school. So just letting you know that those are in progress, and we'll let you know what comes of those. That's about it. We're about wrapped out for construction, changing gears into design on a lot of things, so be happy to pause there and answer any questions you may have.
Any questions for Brad on any of the projects? Everybody's gonna meet at Quick Trip at 5 a.m. on the 21st when they open?
I will be out of town, shucks.
All right.
I will check on that for a grand opening, yes.
One question for Brandon. How many times has the city or a city representative contacted MnDOT about the speed limit in the vicinity of the school?
How many times? I guess
Or
I
do
did
you
on
know
the
if
city's
we
behalf
have?
a month ago.
Okay.
So it's in process. They were actually doing it today, so.
Okay, excellent, thank you.
It's moving forward, so
Okay.
I don't have any reason to believe that it's not happening.
Yeah.
Like MnDOT's traffic world and traffic counts and dealing with them, it's actually surprisingly that it happened this quickly, so.
Okay.
I'm not sure we can push it forward any farther.
The century.
It just takes time.
Wondering
So.
if they had been contacted in the past about the fact that, okay, you've got the roundabouts and the
In
speed limit.
design, we also asked it, generally, you do not reduce speeds coming into a roundabout, that's the
Mhm.
point of a roundabout, you have to slow down, we have advisory signs to slow traffic, that's 15 mile an hour, advisory sign through there, so that's, roundabouts just work naturally in slowing the speed, so we don't usually reduce speed. Now, with that said, there is 30 northbound on 57 until it opens up for a little bit to 50 mile an hour. At Houston's there at 11th before we get to the roundabout, which obviously we're gonna go 15, might not be able to get up to 50, so that was the discussion, and that's what they're gonna look at. Well, you can, but, so that's what the traffic engineer is looking at for the speed limit, so that was the discussion. How's that sound? So.
Thank you.
Okay. Thanks, Brandon. Appreciate it. Anything else?
That's it.
Okay. On to personnel. K-1, Fire Department, let's see, Brandon Chalstrom, the extension of the leave of absence from the 1st to the 1st of January. That is in the packet, recommended by the chief. Any questions on that? I'll entertain a motion to approve that.
Make the motion.
Thank you. Do a second.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. The second one is retirement of Jeff Mulvey. That letter is in your packet too from the chief. Any questions on that? I've got one comment after anybody else has anything to say.
How long was he on the department?
17 years.
Short of 20?
8, 7, something like that. I'll look for a motion to approve this in a second, but I'd like to see one change, that the chief consider removing the not in good standing. I don't know if we can make him do that, but I'd highly encourage that to be done after 17 years of service. So, and we, Chief and I have talked about it privately before, but I think after 17 years, if you consider that, that'd be great. So. Okay, so I'll make the motion to approve the retirement, and remove the not in good standing to retirement in good standing. So I'll make that motion. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Thank you. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, and thanks. We'll skip the attorney for just a second, go to correspondence, not that we're skipping you, but, any questions on correspondence while we're still open meeting? If that, we're gonna go to closed session, permitted by section Minnesota 13D.05 to develop offers or counteroffers for the transaction of a real estate or personal property. So we're gonna go ahead and close session. Thanks, guys, for coming, assuming you're not gonna stick around for afterwards. Okay.
I did that once, twice at the school board meeting, and they never